think the transition process for us as a family is about him gaining independence skills wherever possible, about him having a purpose every day, about him enjoying life and enjoying meeting people, building confidence, and basically leading his best life possible.
And that's the biggest thing about transition. It's finding what is right for your family. Andrew's definition is cerebral palsy, but that's such a wide scope. You know what I mean? And I think that's it's getting an individual package or transition that will actually work for that individual is the biggest thing in all of this.
It's a very anxious time for both the young adult and parents. Education is a comfort blanket, really. It is a provision 25 hours per week. They have a purpose every day. They go out, they socialise, they learn. And basically, when they transition to adult services, you don't want that learning to stop. You still want them to keep learning. You want them to still keep achieving and still have goals. But equally so, the social element of that is really important, I think. And I think they lose that somewhat when they leave school.
I think you have to get to know as many people around your young person as you can so that you can help to build those bridges. You have to put yourself out of it. You can't just go and say, I want this. You have to give. You can't. I think the best thing is always have a solution. Don't go in with a problem. You have to have a solution if you want people to listen to you, because if you're saying something's wrong, then it's because something isn't working well for you, and you need to think about how to find that solution. And you will know, because you're the one working together all the time. You'll know what works. Just keep learning.
What I would say is having a clear understanding very early in what you want and what the young person wants. Because ultimately, I think, and that's a bit maybe with the guardianship bit, where you've sometimes got to make those tough decisions for the person, because if we had asked Andrew at 16, do you want to go to full revision when you leave school? He would have said no. He would just have stayed home with mum and dad. And that's not the right thing. And it hasn't, and what we've been able to see is Andrew's independence from us and being able to deal with other people looking after him. And that came through the period probably 13, 16, where it very much had to become us, because he wasn't, because of those anxiety issues, he wasn't coping with that. Whereas what's allowed him to do after that is being used to multiple people working and caring for him, but also just a wider community. As your child becomes older and reaches the teenage years, the differences and the gaps between you and your friends definitely do widen, if you understand, because the path that their kids are taking and the things that they're involved in change greatly. I think at every step you go, you have to take a step back and go, okay, what happens if this doesn't go well? And I think we went through that emotion every time.
I think we've all experienced the transition from even just primary to secondary. There's always been some transition, early years to primary. But the most daunting of all is certainly to adult services. And I think what these are trying to do with Principles into Practice and the Compass will be of huge comfort, but it's a much needed resource. It's a much needed resource.